Hello, and welcome back to the Naturally Yours podcast, where we celebrate beautiful women of color while spotlighting their success and bringing more awareness to their natural hair. So, I'm your host, Ty the Natural, and today we are doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to start doing some short form podcast episodes. So, somewhere between 5 to 10 minute episodes. So, if you don't have time to catch one of my longer podcast episodes, you'll have enough time to at least catch one of the short form podcasts. So, today on episode 17, we are going to be discussing 6 ways to know if you are ready to transition back to natural hair. So, in my opinion, I feel this topic is very, very important because, I want to remove all the chemicals anyway out of our textured hair because it's not good for us. There's so many health conditions, so many factors that come along when we deal with chemicals. So, I want to give people a different outlook or a different lens to look through to know if you are ready to transition. So, let's get into these 6 tips. The first tip is be sure that you are making this decision for yourself. So, when you decide that you're going to transition, make sure that it's you wanting to decide to go natural, not because you listen to your mom, not because you listen to me, not because you listen to your brother, your husband, your sister in law, whoever the case may be. Make sure you transition for yourself because if you don't transition for yourself, you're not going to be happy. You have to be truly ready. It has to be a mindset thing when you get ready to transition because relaxed hair and texture hair are totally different and they do not work the same. So just make sure that you're doing it for yourself and never for anyone else. So, number 2, if you have constant breakage or you notice that your hair is thinning due to the chemicals, then that's probably a good sign to tell you that you are ready to transition back to natural hair because the chemicals will thin your hair out. Now, for me, in my experience, in my story, I was getting relaxers, maybe every 3 to 4 months. And I noticed that my hair was really starting to thin out. And I'm like, why is my hair so thin? And, honestly, I felt like the relaxer like stunted my growth because my hair wasn't growing. I was going to my beautician every 2 weeks. She was well, she wasn't relaxing my hair every 2 weeks, but she was relaxing it when it needed it. So with that being said, I noticed that my hair started to thin out. My hair wasn't growing or it was growing and just breaking off. Because, our hair grows, but if you don't have proper length retention techniques in place, then you're not going to see any growth. And for me, I didn't have any of those techniques in place at the time. So I really want to encourage you guys, if you are dealing with thinning of the hair or you're noticing constant breakage, which that's what I was having, then you probably want to transition to natural hair. Now, I will say, since I've transitioned back to natural, which was back in October of 2015, I noticed that my hair just wasn't thriving. And so I just wanted to make a change after I heard more factors about what relaxers do. I was like, yes, I'm changing. I'm no longer getting any more relaxers. And my hair has been the longest ever since. Like, my hair has never been this long in my life. And it's all because I went natural. If I never would have went natural, my hair would have never got to this length. My hair is like armpit length. And if I wouldn't have switched from the chemicals, I wouldn't achieve this. So I highly recommend if you are experiencing any of those issues, breaking or shedding, thinning, then you definitely need to let those relaxers go and start transitioning. Or you can do a big chop. It's just up to you. Number 3, you want to save money. With inflation and everything going up these days, along with those salon appointments, about $600 to $700 every time you go in there and sit in their chair. That's quite ridiculous, don't you think? So why not learn how to care and maintenance your own hair so you don't have to rely on somebody else? I love the fact that I've learned and educated myself so much that I know how to do my own hair. I know how to maintenance it. I know how to care for it. And quite frankly, I don't feel comfortable really letting anyone else in my head because I've pretty much became my own beautician. So I encourage you guys to take the time to learn your hair, love on your hair, and give it the care that it really deserves. Because inflation is no joke. And let me tell you, things are not getting cheaper, they're only getting more expensive. And eventually, you know, the salons may not be able to stay open as much if they have to keep increasing the prices because whose paychecks are going up if you're still working just a 9 to 5? You only have the one income. So where are you going to get it from? Unless you're building assets that make you more money, then hey, more power to you. But I recommend that you try to be as a minimalist as possible because less is more. Just being honest, less is more. And we want to save and invest. Not necessarily save, but we want to invest our money so that it grows into more money instead of spending it on things that's not going to make us any more money. So that was just a little tip. Just think about it. And my fourth tip is your hair is never going to be at its healthiest when chemicals are involved. Now, I know people say my hair is healthy and I have a relaxer. I understand all of that, but if we want to be 100% honest, your hair is not 100% healthy because you have chemicals in it. So your hair will never be at its most healthiest form unless you go natural. So, with that being said, embracing your natural self is so vital. It's so important that you do that so that you don't have to worry about these chemicals destroying your health because chemicals such as relaxers and hair dyes, they cause memory loss, they cause brain cancer, they cause breast cancer, they cause mood swings. And to avoid all of those, let's just leave those chemicals alone. Number 5, when it comes to natural hair, we all know that our hair is versatile and there's many different hairstyles that we can apply to our hair that are cost effective or no cost at all. And that's the beauty in natural hair. So if you think about it, you can't get all those styles when you go to extensions and braids for a low cost. You're paying at least five, six, $700 depending on what you're getting. But just keep in mind some cute little hairstyles for natural hair that are free. Puff balls, space buns, regular buns, top buns. Like if you blow your hair out, make sure you use a heat protectant. Twist outs, braid outs, bantu knots. The list goes on and on. There's so many styles that we can switch up, add, and do different things. Half up, half downs, which are one of my favorites. So just keep that in mind. You'll have so many styling options when it comes to your natural hair. So let's embrace it. And my final tip, which is number 6, you want to participate in sports. Or if you want to go swimming and get in the water, you won't have to worry about your braids or your weaves or your wigs getting wet. If you're just natural and you're embracing your natural hair, all you got to do is just wash your hair really good. And me, myself, I'm into sports. I love to be active. And let's say if you're being active, your relaxer is not going to last because you're constantly sweating. Then, if you like to swim, that chlorine is not good for your hair or that relaxer. So, with that being said, those are two things that are going to limit you when you have a relaxer in. But if you embrace your natural hair, you will not have to worry about that. You can go swimming, you can do sports, because at the end of the day, all you have to do is co wash your hair just to, cleanse the scalp and to get that moisture back into your hair until you shampoo it again at the end of the week or whatever your regimen may consist of. But keep in mind, you should always wash your hair 7 to 10 days at least so that you can keep a healthy scalp. So that was today's episode. 6 ways to know if you are ready to transition to natural hair. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, be sure to leave me a rating and a comment. I would love to get your thoughts. And if you have any recommendations, please leave me a comment. I would definitely take a look and we can get something done because I'm here to help you guys and to bring more awareness to natural hair. So I'm your host, Ty the Natural. This has been episode 17. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and I'm going to see you on the next episode. Bye.